Federal investigators say evidence shows the ICE facility shooter put a lot of planning into the deadly attack, but ultimately missed his intended targets. Hello and welcome in, everybody. I'm Casey Stiegel.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. So FBI officials say 29-year-old Joshua Jahn left behind handwritten notes saying he wanted to terrorize ICE employees and interfere with their work. No agents were hurt, but one person in ICE custody was killed. Two other detainees critically wounded. Authorities are still analyzing devices and data confiscated from addresses connected to him. Fox 4's Sean Rabb joining us now in studio with more on this. Sean.
Yeah, and we learned an awful lot about his motive from federal officials today, that Joshua Jahn's anger and hatred was targeted at ICE agents.
What he did is the very definition of terrorism.
Acting U.S. Attorney in North Texas, Nancy Larson, calls the shooting at the ICE processing facility domestic terrorism. The shooter, Joshua Jahn, not an immigrant, a U.S. citizen, who opened fire on that facility Wednesday morning, injuring 3 detainees who were restrained and in a transport van when they were hit by bullets from that legally obtained rifle Jahn got in August. He silenced his own voice with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but still speaks through notes FBI agents collected in searches of properties connected to Jahn in Durant, Oklahoma, and Fairview in Collin County.
First, I want to point out that one of these notes or papers, the sniper explicitly states, "Yes, it was just me." That statement appears to be correct at this point in the investigation. Notably, these loose notes included a game plan of the attack and target areas at the facility. He called the ICE employees people showing up to collect a dirty paycheck. He wrote that he intended to maximize lethality against ICE personnel and to maximize property damage at the facility.
Larson says Jahn, who they believe acted alone, did not intend to shoot any detainees.
Jahn specifically intended to kill ICE agents. He fired at transport vehicles carrying ICE personnel, federal agents, and detainees.
But it was 3 detainees restrained and in a transport van who were shot, 1 dying, 2 critically wounded, and that his goal was to maximize injury against ICE personnel and property damage to the processing center.
Evidently, a fair amount of planning, a fair amount of research, a fair amount of hostility toward ICE agents.
Former U.S. Attorney Paul Coggins says the Department of Justice, FBI especially, have to keep digging to get to the root, how Joshua Jahn was radically turned into a domestic terrorist.
It's far more terrifying than international terrorism, and it's taken a far greater toll on our country than international terrorism.
So the investigation continues, while right now the thinking is that Jahn acted alone. The investigation is far from over. Now the investigation focuses on how he got to this place where he turned to violence.
All right, Sean Rabb in studio, thank you much. And we want to remind folks to stay with Fox 4 on this developing story. You can always find the latest on our website, fox4news.com, and on the Fox local app.